Ever since I was this big, I told people in Livingston, Montana that I was going on to play pro. They're like, what do you want to do when you grow up? I was like, I'm going to play in the WNBA. I remember my first year of college, we were a very new team, and we ended up going 32-0 and winning a national championship. So the team was just about to leave for Puerto Vallarta to go to the first preseason tournament. And all the girls were super excited, and I went in for surgery when the rest of the team went off to Mexico. So how did I even end up in Alaska? I liked the idea of being in this space where not very many people had been to, and this idea of isolation and just ruggedness. And once I was here, I was like, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and it's better. And now, I'm up here 5 to 6 months out of the year, and I can't imagine ever not coming up here. I remember my first year, I felt like I couldn't move my fingers, and some days I was like, how am I going to tie flies on for clients? And every year I just get a little bit more acclimated to whatever the year's going to bring. So in a weird way, I kind of feel like athletics or playing basketball in college kind of helped prepare me for becoming a guide. There is still a very team element. I have to, as quickly as possible, figure out how to help my clients be as successful as possible. And sometimes that isn't necessarily just putting them on fish. It's teaching them a different technique or keeping them calm when they have a fish on, because they're so used to being so amped up when they have a fish on or when they're catching fish. And that crossover from my experience in athletics to what I'm doing now, I see that in a bunch of different ways that I wasn't necessarily expecting when I was first getting into guiding. And when I knew that basketball was over for me, I was looking for something to kind of fill that void. I would always work out in the gym and nothing ever really did it. And then I started to feel that cup starting to fill up when I started fishing. And then once I started saltwater fly fishing, I really felt like I was hitting that void. What I love so much about the fishing industry is that there's always room to get better. You're never going to be perfect at it. And I always felt that way in athletics as well. And that's what always drove me to practice. I feel like I approach saltwater fly fishing like I would if I was scouting, getting ready for a game. There's so much strategy. Am I in deep water? Do I have the right fly on? It's a constant cycle of practicing and having routines and getting better. And that's how I know that I'm doing something that I love and that I'm passionate about, because I want to get better at it. Specifically because I want to be better as a guide. And the better that I am, the faster that I'm going to be able to get them on fish and have, the greatest week in Alaska that they can. So I get asked a lot by clients, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? I have yet to not imagine myself up here in Alaska. And I have yet to not imagine myself, down in Belize or in some sort of saltwater environment. So I know for a fact that fishing will always be a part of what I do. Whether I'm guiding or whether I'm, just as an angler, fishing is just going to always be a part of my life.